I definitely got a lot of flack from my peers when I did that, but and I feel like they would say, "Oh, like you're boring, you're not who you used to be, you don't do the things that you used to do." And I'm just like, for me personally, I've always been that type of person that's like, you don't really need alcohol, you don't need to be at a club to like have the best time and give off the best energy. Because I'm definitely someone who still has high energy. Like I used to like to do a lot of high energy things. But of course, when you start dealing with certain health issues and you start to realize that what used to make you happy or what used to make you feel good is now making you feel the opposite, you have to make some changes and stuff like that. So, because I love life, I'm a lover of life. And as soon as I heard like that I had like a heart problem and that, it could be a problem, I was like, nope, nope, I need to live until I'm 80. So we're cutting everything out.
Mm. Yeah, so are you kind of saying that you could have potentially died and you just wouldn't know?
Yeah, for sure. So it's rare that people with Wolff Parkinson White Syndrome die, but it has happened. Like it's a small percentage, but considering how severe my Wolff Parkinson White was, there was. So basically, what that means is everyone has an electrical current in their heart. So with Wolff
Hmm.
Parkinson White Syndrome, what it basically means is that you have extra electrical currents. So I was born with extra electrical currents. And basically, people who have WPW, someone might have one extra electrical current, two extra electrical currents. I had four extra electrical currents.
Like you're very extra.
Yeah, very extra. So I guess the more you have, the more dangerous it is. So my heart rate would sometimes be in the 300s, the 350s. I would pass out. Mhm.
So I know you were subconscious with your hands and totally get it, but like let's show up your hand, let's be open with it. Just
Yeah, for
stop
sure.
showing it
I'm
behind your hair.
I'm not trying to hide it. This one's always there. This one, here are my hands.
Yeah, like I know like you're growing up, like I saw a video where like you hide your hand behind your hair just to do
Yeah.
and your mom would be like shoo it away, just like,
Mhm.
hey, like here, just be yourself and all that. Like, should we thank your mom for making you more confident in yourself?
Definitely, definitely. My mom used to have these pep talks with me when I was younger, and she definitely helped build my confidence when I was a young girl. And every time she saw me doing this, she would always be like, stop it, and it would have, she'd be like, nope. And I'd be like, Mom, and I stopped hiding my disability because you're right. Like, oftentimes I don't focus on that. I think at one point I did, but now I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I definitely don't. I definitely try to get out of that habit because when it comes to like putting my hair over my hand, at this point, it's not even me doing it intentionally. It's just I've been doing it for so long that it's one of those things where it's just like
Yeah.
it just happens now, but I think the difference is for me, it's not intentional now. Now it's like, I own it, you have to own it. You got to own it before
Yeah.
they do. That's what I say, own it before they do. One of the biggest things that made my confidence sort of plummet was when I started high school, I started to get bullied. And it was really strange for me because I never got bullied in elementary school, never got bullied in middle school. So in my head, I'm thinking like, well, it's high school. We're all getting older. We're all supposed to be
Yeah.
becoming more mature, you know? So I just didn't expect it. And I think when that happened, I was like, whoa, 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 like what's happening right now? Going
Mm.
through that and doing that inner work while also being in school made me realize that I've been holding myself back from these dreams that I've had in my head for so long. And when you do that inner work, you start to believe in yourself. And that's when I was like, I'm going to get on TikTok and I'm going to finally pursue being a fashion content creator and a beauty content creator because I've always wanted to do it. I've just always held myself back from doing it.
Do your fans like defend you?
Yes,
It's really awesome to see, right?
it is. It is. Oftentimes I'll tell them like don't waste their energy on the hate comments, like don't even respond back.
Mm.
Yeah, some
No, you gotta, no, you can't do that because the
think
more comments you
so.
get, the more views you get. So you gotta keep it going.
Oh no, I know that. I know that that for sure helps you as far as social media strategy. Like oftentimes my fans will be like, well, filter them out, filter the hate comments out. Personally, I don't like to filter them out because I know that that boosts my video. And personally,
Of course. Yeah.
I'm so confident now that when I see a hate comment, 80% of the time it doesn't bother me. I let it fly over my head. It doesn't bother me.
But the weird thing is they're all coming back now. Like the 90s are like coming back. So like
Yeah.
you can be like you might as well get it whatever it's in your closet and just like bring it back because it's all coming back. Like the ugly like I hate the flare jeans that are coming back. I think they're really ugly.
Oh,
I hate
really?
the I
Oh, I
hate the
think
beige no, I hate like the beige jeans. Like I don't think they look flattering at all. And they're
mm,
coming back and it's like,
I
oh
used to wear
no.
when I was in elementary school and middle school, those like boot cut, like flared out jeans at the bottom. Yeah, I would wear those all the time. All the time.
I don't know. I just don't think they're like good looking. And then two, I kind of like the body. So I feel like if you're a skinny person, I feel like you should show off your skinniness.
Mm.
You know, if you wear a big jean, like you're just covering all of that. Hello, welcome to my podcast, to my bunch Joe Suits. I am Joe Suits. I'll be giving advice to Maria. Maria is dealing with Schinzel Syndrome that affects the bones in her hands and forearms. She is missing fingers and both of her hands. Also dealing with a heart issue called Wolff Parkinson White Syndrome, where her heart beats super fast. So doing research on you, you went out a lot and drink a lot due to having fun and you say peer pressure. Now you don't drink anymore since it's dangerous for your health. The question is, are you still fun?
Am I still fun?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm fun. I'm super fun. I went through a period of time where once I stopped doing certain things like drinking and partying, I definitely got a lot of flack from my peers when I did that. And I feel like they would say, oh, like you're boring, you're not who you used to be, you don't do the things that you used to do. And I'm just like, for me personally, I've always been that type of person that's like, you don't really need alcohol. You don't need to be at a club to like have the best time and give off the best energy. Because I'm definitely someone who still has high energy. Like I used to like to do a lot of high energy things. But of course, when you start dealing with certain health issues and you start to realize that what used to make you happy or what used to make you feel good is now making you feel the opposite, you have to make some changes and stuff like that. So I'm definitely still fun. And for the people who don't think I'm fun, maybe they're not fun. Maybe they're not fun.
I don't know. I guess I'm a regular adult that I know I don't have to drink to have fun, but I feel like it helps a lot. So like
Mm.
when did you stop drinking? I'm guessing after your diagnosis, you just stopped drinking just for your health reasons?
Yeah, so after my diagnosis, after my diagnosis and knowing that it was such a serious health issue, because here's the thing, when I used to drink alcohol, it never made me feel 100% amazing because it always made my heart rate like beat oddly.
I don't know.
They told me that it was just anxiety and that I had panic attacks and that was very normal. So even though
Okay.
alcohol made me feel super great, I was like, well, that's not dangerous, so it's fine. As soon as I got diagnosed and I started to realize that there was a potential that there was there was potential for me to possibly go into cardiac arrest, like after hearing that and knowing
My
that,
God.
I have to do everything possible to make sure that I don't do anything that triggers those SVT episodes, those like high heart rate episodes. So I just cold turkey was like, okay, I'm stopping caffeine, I'm stopping alcohol. I'm not going to put myself in situations that will aggravate my heart rate. And yeah, I was just like, because I love life. I'm a lover of life. And
Mhm.
as soon as I heard like that I had like a heart problem and that, it could be a problem, I was like, nope, I need to live until I'm 80, so we're cutting everything out. you know?
Mm. Yeah, so are you kind of saying that you could have potentially died and you just wouldn't know?
Yeah, for sure. So it's rare that people with Wolff Parkinson White syndrome die, but it has happened. Like it's a small percentage, but considering how severe my Wolff Parkinson White was, there was. So my doctor had actually told me that I was like the first case of WPW that he had seen so bad. So when you have WPW, everybody has a different level of severity because someone might
Mm-hmm.
have two different pathways, three different pathways. So basically, what that means is everyone has an electrical current in their heart. So with Wolff
Mm-hmm.
Parkinson White syndrome, what it basically means is that you have extra electrical currents. So I was born with extra electrical currents. And basically, people who have WPW, someone might have one extra electrical current, two extra electrical currents. I had four extra electrical currents.
Like you're very extra.
Yeah, very extra. So I guess the more you have, the more dangerous it is. So my heart rate would sometimes be in the 300s, the 350s. I would pass out, all the time. Like I'd pass out at concerts. Sometimes I'd pass
Oh my
out
God.
in my home. Sometimes I'd pass out at school, in the street. Like, you never really knew. So considering like how my WPW was a little more on the severe side, at least from what my doctor told me, that could have very much been like a possibility for sure. So that was really scary for me at the time to digest that information that could have been a possibility, you know.
I mean, that is definitely scary, but like now looking back, do you regret all the time that you drank and such, or are you like happy for those memories?
It's interesting. I don't regret it. I don't regret it because I just feel like I don't know, maybe I was meant to drink. I don't know. That sounds so weird. Like maybe I was meant to drink and party. I don't know. I
I
definitely
mean,
have,
you're Puerto Rican, so it's like in your blood, really.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe everything is happens for a reason. I mean, obviously, I like to look back on those memories because it's like, oh, it's fun to look back at those memories. But at the same time, sometimes I'll look at a video of me partying,
Hmm.
or I'll look at a video from before where I was drinking, and I'll be like,
Hmm.
wow, that was such a fun time. But then I'll also remember how crappy I was feeling. And I'm like, I remember that. And I remember almost passing out after that. And I remember my heart rate being in the 200s during that. So it might look fun, but in reality, it wasn't that fun because I was still feeling the effects of Wolff Parkinson White syndrome. I just didn't know I had it. I didn't know I had it. And yeah, I would put myself in a lot of situations, even though it didn't feel good, because in my head, I was like, it's not dangerous. So why are you holding yourself back? Just even if you don't feel the best, it's fine. In my head, I guess it was like, that's normal. It's not a reason to not go, you know?
How old are you right now?
I'm 28.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone has their young thing, and they're like, I don't know, like it's weird. Like we don't really remember pain. Like we remember like us feeling like shit, but like we don't really remember it, which is really weird. So it's kind of always we should push ourselves because we'll remember more of the good times of it than the
Yeah.
bad times of it. So like I feel like you would have pushed yourself anyway, just because we're younger and dumb too. Because like I think
That's
like you
true.
had the peer pressure, like you want to hang out with your friend, you don't want to sit at home and do nothing because I guess that's kind of boring, as a young person.
Exactly. Yeah, that too. I had a lot of people saying that I was young and that I needed to experience these things and go to the
Yeah.
club for the first time, have a drink for the first time. So it was like, okay, why not? And I didn't know. I just didn't know about my health issues. So at that point, it was like, there's no reason not to go. Like, I'm gonna go and experience these things.
Like before the interview, I asked you if you're allergic to awesomeness. So maybe you are allergic to awesomeness ish.
It's so funny. Maybe. Maybe I am.
Like like I don't want you to be the first person that died on my podcast because I'm just so awesome. Like I'll cool myself down a little bit just to get
Don't
through this
worry.
interview.
Don't worry. There's like a defibrillator in here. So I'll come.
Ah, okay. So you're prepared.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Talk about your disability a little bit with your hand.
Mhm.
So I know you are subconscious with your hands and totally get it, but like let's show off your hand. Let's be open with it. Just
Yeah, for
stop
sure.
showing it
I
behind your hair.
I'm not trying to hide it. This one just This one's always there. This one, here are my hands.
Yeah, like I know, like you're growing up, like I saw a video where like you will hide your hand behind your hair just to do,
Yeah.
and your mom would be like shoo it away, just like,
Mhm.
hey, like here, just be yourself and all that. Like, should we thank your mom for making you more confident in yourself?
Definitely, definitely. You know, my mom used to have these pep talks with me when I was younger, and she definitely helped build my confidence when I was a young girl. And every time she saw me doing this, she would always be like, stop it, and it would have, she'd be like, nope. And I'd be like, Mom. And then she would be like, no. Be like, no, no, no.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't just like cut your hair off, like
Oh,
extreme measures.
oh my gosh, no. My mom loves hair. She loves hair and she loves long hair. So I don't think she would do that. I've cut my hair several times and she's like, stop it. Don't do that. So she wouldn't do that. But yeah, she would be like, stop hiding it, stop hiding it. And I get it. I get why she would do that. I think, for
Yeah.
me, when I would go out in public, obviously having a limb difference, it's just like you don't always want this attention on you 24/7. And
Hmm.
I think that was my way of being like, if people don't notice it, then like they're not gonna bother me because I don't want to be bothered. And so that was my way of being like, yeah, I don't want to deal with the stares, I don't want to deal with the questions or the comments or yada yada yada. So it was just my way of like trying to not fit in, but just live life as normally as possible, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, like, what do you think when you see me? And you must be like, what the fuck? Like, there's nothing I can hide at all.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. Depends on your disability. Some people, there's just no way to hide
Yeah.
that disability. Depends on what it is for sure. And I'm sure that must be quite the experience for sure.
That's fine. I mean, I don't, I mean, like, unlike you, I never really had anyone to like motivate me at all. I just actually just, I don't know, just woke up just being confident in myself and just go with it. Like, I don't have anybody, like, the way I equate it is that, like, I think of like I am like a woman with big titties, right? Like, people are gonna look at me anyway, so I
Yeah.
might as well just be normal anyway. Like, and then the other thing is like, like even you see a woman with big titties, like you're gonna look anyway, but like 2 minutes later you're gonna forget that person anyway. So that's kind of what I do. People gonna look at me. I can't help it. I know I'm a strange looking person. I know I'm different from everybody else, but like,
Mhm.
they'll get forget 2 minutes later and that's it. I can't just keep like one, I can't hide myself all the time, and two, I'm the same way. Like I see beautiful people, I'll look at them and then forget them 2 minutes later. So like why should I stop living my life? Because I don't know, it's not as big of a deal as people make it seem. And so what, people look at you like, so,
Mhm.
okay, like not doing anything, like no one's gonna
Yeah.
hurt you or anything. It's just there. Like you have to, I think it just comes with a disability. Like it's just gonna come along with your disability. You just have to either you stay at home or you have to deal with it and then
Yeah.
just deal with it. Like who cares? Like that's
Yeah.
it. Just think of yourself in a better light.
For sure, for sure. I think over time, I've stopped doing that. Like I've stopped hiding my disability because you're right. You're right. Like oftentimes I don't focus on that. I think at one point I did, but now I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I definitely don't. I definitely try to get out of that habit because when it comes to like putting my hair over my hand, at this point, it's not even me doing it intentionally. It's just I've been doing it for so long that it's one of those things where it's just like
Yeah,
it just happens now. But I think the difference is for me, it's not intentional now. Now it's like, I own it. You have to own it. You got to own it before
yeah.
they do. That's what I say. Own it before they do.
Fun fact, I used to have really long hair, like 10 inch long hair, and hair feels really nice on you.
This hair.
Well, like any hair, like when I used to have my hair, like I would just like touch it, like in class and stuff. It just feels really nice. Like I don't know, there's something cool about hair.
I love hair. Hair is dope.
Yeah, like just I don't know, something nice to comb it and touch it. I don't know, something. cool about it when I cut it, I got really sad because I didn't realize how warm hair it was and how
Mm,
cold I was because I cut my hair in like the coldest day of the winter month.
hmm.
And it was not fun, but I donated it to charity, so there's my giving
Great.
back. Yeah, and then I tried to comb it. I tried to grow it out again, and I started balding, and that was that. So now we're happy all the time. So win-win for me, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, hair definitely when you have a lot of hair, you definitely feel the difference.
I think like maybe it's different for women versus men, but like women can like if you have like let's say one ugly access here, so you can kind of like distract them and distract people with other things. So like you can do like your hair, you can do your makeup, or like you can have cleavage, or like can show off your skin, or you can show so many other things where like I can't do that. It's like here I am in my ugly self. Like either you
Mhm.
take me as we go, or we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your self-esteem. So like I don't think you mentioned it while we were recording, but we were talking about it before. Well, you said like you weren't always confident, and just like watching your TikToks, I just
Hmm.
felt like you're always confident. So like,
Like now,
yeah, do you think it's your self-esteem that got risen, or do you think kind of like your Puerto Rican blood coming into play to be outspoken about yourself?
for sure. It's definitely the Puerto Rican blood. For sure. I mean, for me, my journey with self-esteem and confidence has been like a roller coaster. I feel like the one thing I try to tell people is that confidence is not a linear like journey for some people. So I think when I was younger, I was really confident. You know, my mom always made sure to have like these pep talks with me and just like share my worth with me all the time. So by the time I started school when I was younger, I felt like I had like a really strong sense of self-esteem, confidence. And I think I lost that confidence when I was an early teen. That's when I lost it. That's when it started to kind of dip. And so it's definitely gone in like waves, you know. I think for me, one of the biggest things that made my confidence sort of plummet was when I started high school, I started to get bullied. And it was really strange for me because I never got bullied in elementary school, never got bullied in middle school. So in my head, I'm thinking like, well, it's high school. We're all getting older. We're all supposed to be
Yeah.
becoming more mature, you know? So I just didn't expect it. And I think when that happened, I was like, whoa, 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 like what's happening right now? You know? And it was really hard to deal with that. Like I just didn't know how to navigate it. And then you start to let the things that people are telling you get into your head and you start to believe like, am I really beautiful? Am I really worthy? You know, you just start to believe the things that people are telling you, especially when they're telling you these hurtful, harmful things day in and day out. And so that's when I feel like my confidence was at its lowest, you know? And I think after experiencing that, I think I made some really good friends and I made some really good connections, you know, towards the end of freshman year when the bullying, I'm not going to say came to an end, but it just, I don't know, it was just shifting. The school year was ended. So I made some friends and I spent a lot of time with them that summer. And I remember through those connections with them, I started to gain that confidence back. And so then it started like going up again because I was like, wait, like there are people that do want to be friends with me. There are people that are kind, and then there's people that aren't. And I need to start surrounding myself with the positive influences in my life. And so I think that really helped me. My group of friends throughout that summer really helped to rebuild the confidence that I
Mhm.
had lost that year of school. And so I think from there, it's just been kind of, it just comes in waves and things like that. I can't really say where there was like a point in time where I feel like, okay, this is where my confidence really started to bloom. I think
Mhm.
for me, that just happens over time. You know, over time, my confidence got better. And I think that I think a pivotal point for me when it came to building my confidence was I think what I decided to study in school. So I started studying human services in school when I was like what, like 19 or something like that. I'd switched my major, and human services is kind of like social work. So when you study social work and human services and you have professors and you're just really preparing to help someone else out there feel included in society, you have to do a lot of inner work, because in order to be a
Mm-hmm.
social worker or a therapist, you can't really help someone else unless you feel confident in yourself.
Of course, yeah.
So when I started to study social work and I started to kind of do that inner work because I had to do that work, that's when I felt like I started to become the most confident version of myself. Because you can't be insecure as a professional, especially working in the social work field and trying to fight, social justice and all those things. You have to be confident in who you are so you can advocate for so many other people in so many other communities. So I think that's really when I started to feel confident. And then after I did my bachelor's in human services, I went and I did my master's in social work. And when you go to grad school, especially the program that I went to, they really make you dig deep. Like they really make you dig deep into like your worth and what characteristics you want to bring to this profession. And I remember it was around that time I started school. I started my master's program in 2020, and that's also when I started posting on TikTok. And I
Okay.
think, honestly, like, that is the most confident that I've ever been. And I think going
Mm.
through that and doing that inner work while also being in school made me realize that I've been holding myself back from these dreams that I've had in my head for so long. And when you do that inner work, you start to believe in yourself. And that's when I was like, I'm going to get on TikTok and I'm going to finally pursue being a fashion content creator and a beauty content creator, because I've always wanted to do it. I've just always held myself back from doing it. So I think that journey for me professionally was also a huge journey for me personally. And I definitely can say that that helped me grow my confidence over time, if that makes sense. I hope that makes
No,
sense.
I totally understand. The same thing happened to me. It's just when I was in my lowest. It's a slow, confident build. You don't really see it until like if you like skip like 6 months, like you can kind of see your progress like six
Right.
months. But like day to day, like you definitely are not seeing it at all
Mm-hmm.
in any capacity. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, I think especially like disability people, like we hear horror stories of like, bad comments and all that. And like
Yeah.
it's easier for me to say because I'm a guy, so I feel like guys get away loud. But I feel like the internet is more positive than
Mm.
negative. It's like I think sometimes the disability community kind of I don't know, it like looks confident, but I think sometimes it feels like it pushes you down because like you hear the bad comments and you don't want that. But I feel like just me being on social media for a long time, I feel like more people have been pretty positive to me and like wanting to like help and such, like more than negative. And I feel like more people are afraid of that, but it's also I think the other thing is it's afraid of being yourself. If you
Mm-hmm.
always want to like hide yourself, but when you're on social media, you kind of have to force yourself to be like, and like here are my hands or here's my body. Like you have to like force yourself. I don't know, but at the same time, it does a little easier because you can be in your bedroom making these private videos where it can be like, oh, just save space and stuff. So it's like cool, but it is hard to believe that you were ever not confident. But then again, we're all growing in different speeds.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, for sure. For sure. Everyone has such a unique journey with confidence and like their own self-esteem. I feel like no one journey looks the same, and everyone's journey looks completely different. And yeah, I can agree with you. I get hate comments on my videos and things like that, but I also get a lot of positive comments too. And so there's a
Do
lot of,
your fa- do your fans do your fans like defend you?
yes,
It's really awesome to see, right?
it is. It is. Oftentimes I'll tell them like, don't waste their energy on the hate comments. Like, don't even respond back. Yeah, some
No, you got it. No, you can't do that because the
think
more comments you
so.
get, the more views you get. So you got to keep it going.
Oh no, I know that. I know that that for sure helps you as far as social media strategy. like oftentimes my fans will be like, well, filter them out, filter the hate comments out. Personally, I don't like to filter them out because I know that that boosts my video. And personally,
Of course. Yeah.
I'm so confident now that when I see a hate comment, 80% of the time it doesn't bother me. I let it fly over my head. It doesn't bother me. But my supporters are so like they support me so hard that they'll be like, get rid of them. And they'll comment back and they'll be super angry and mad. And obviously it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, wow, like I have a community of people here that are really supporting me and really like my content. And that makes you feel good. But also I'm like, I don't want them wasting their energy on these hate comments, you know.
I mean, I embrace it. I'm just watching with my tea in the background, just like keep it going, like call out their mom, like keep it, keep it spicy, like let's go. It's cool.
Right.
Like you're just watching your like at the end of the day, it's benefiting you, so it's like awesome. So it's like you're watching people like help you grow. It's like awesome to, I don't know, it's awesome to see like good people like helping you out, you know, like in
Yeah.
my life, I don't have like good people that does this. That is really nice for someone else to like fight my battles, even though I kind of want to step in. But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a strange phenomenon. Like to me, like I know I'm a good person, like cool person and such, and then people like me in person. But it's always like fascinating to me that like these random strangers like like a person to only like one to too many videos, and they just want to like defend you and such. And I'm like, you barely know me, but like, thank you. Like, you're so nice. Like that, I don't know, like a privilege almost. I don't know. It's like weird. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely get that perspective. Definitely get that perspective from it too. I feel like sometimes I think with social media, maybe you just feel really connected to that person. You know, there's something that connects you to that person. And it's definitely amazing to see that for sure.
It's a weird relationship because like I like I watch like a lot of YouTube, a lot of YouTubers that like vlog every day or often, and it's
Mhm.
just such a weird experience because like people will watch you, let's say for years, like they know so much about you, but you know nothing
There's
about
nothing
them,
about them.
and like when you meet, like, let's say on the street or something, it's a very weird interaction because they know like I don't know, let's say your kid's name and your wife's name and stuff, and you have no idea. It's like how do you even how do you even interact with that? Like
Yeah.
it's such a weird, I don't know, it kind of like I don't know if I don't know the word bother is the right word, but like it's just so
Mm,
like strange.
strange.
Like I
Hmm.
don't know, it's like weird. Like I don't even know how to like start the how do we start the relationship? You know, like do
Yeah.
I just shut up? Do I just keep asking you questions? Or I can like
So
get a
you can,
recap of the last 3 years of your life? Like what do we do? It's so weird. I don't know. It's weird.
yeah. I mean, I haven't had that like experience so far. Maybe maybe one day, but I can see how that's a little strange. I can see how that's a little
But
strange.
but your videos are more like fashion things, so you don't really like put yourself as much online as like let's say I do.
That's yeah, like you put more of your
I,
personal information.
yeah, like you're just more like, oh, like you I don't pay attention to your makeup. I don't know, like you like Sephora or some shit. Like I'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, you like Sephora, but that's not gonna really like
Yeah.
that's not like an icebreaker, you know, that's just like okay.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. For
yeah, it's weird just putting myself out there and like people like listening and responding and like getting to know you on a deep personal level that most of my friends don't even know. And it's like, on one hand, it's like really awesome. On the other hand, it's kind of like creepy. I know like it's obviously consensual, but like, it's still creepy though. It's like, why are you like listening? You know, like do something else. I don't know. It's weird.
yeah. I just think they feel connected in some type of way, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, let's finish up with the runway show. So well, this episode won't be will be aired like next year. So like by this time, we're definitely ran the runway, and I'm gonna say it's a success. Anyway,
Yeah.
we both didn't fall off the stage or anything like that. But yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah, like I think it'll be a great time to push the disability focus forward, especially in a fashion field. Like
Hmm.
you're definitely a fashionable person. I don't know if you were you always fashionable growing up, or was it a late bloomer kind of thing?
I think for me, I think it was a late bloomer kind of thing. I think I've always been interested in fashion, but I didn't really know how to go about it because I don't know, like you said, I'm Puerto Rican, so growing up, my mom was like, "This is what you're gonna wear. You have no autonomy. Whatever is whatever you're putting on." So I definitely hated. I can say that I hated that growing up. There were so many times where I feel like I was put in clothing where I was like, "I hate this so much." So I think over time, like once I got older, maybe like into like high school and in college, I really started to, get into fashion and really sort of get into my own sense of self and my own sense of style and things like that for sure. So I definitely think it wasn't like when I was really, really, really young. I think that the fashion and the beauty definitely came for me like at the end of high school, early college years kind of thing.
I think like the biggest thing for me is like money wise, because now like when I have my own money, I can like buy things. I was just kind of like it really goes to like peer pressure. Like
Mhm.
I used to wear like ethnies and like I never skated in my life. Like the punk rock. Like I'm not really a punk rock person, so
Mhm.
I was just like influenced by my surrounding, but like it never fit me to like fully. I don't know. Something like clicked in me and where it's like I want to focus on the style fashion and like run with it. But I think
Right.
the biggest thing, I don't know. I think the biggest thing is like money, I guess, too, helps. So like when you have your own money, you're kind of like conscious of what you really want to buy and like how to help
For,
with your life.
yeah, for
It's,
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Because a lot of people have told me, like, in my own personal life, people are like, oh, I never would have thought that you would have been a fashion creator because when you were younger, you didn't really wear the most fashionable things. And I was like,
Okay.
well, when I was younger, I didn't have control over what I bought. I didn't have money. I didn't get to dress myself the way I wanted to. So, of course, my fashion choices when I was younger are going to look completely different than my fashion choices now as I'm older, for sure.
But the weird thing is they're still coming back now. Like the 90s are like coming back. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be like you might as well get it whatever is in your closet and just like bring it back because it's all coming back. Like the ugly I don't like I hate the flare jeans that are coming back. I think they're really ugly.
Oh,
I hate
really?
the I
Oh, I
hate the
think.
beige no, I hate like the beige jeans. Like I don't think they look flattering at all. And they're
Mm.
coming back and it's like,
I
oh
used to wear
no.
when I was in elementary school and middle school, those like boot cut, like flared out jeans at the bottom. Yeah, I would wear those all the time. All the time.
I don't know. I just don't think they're like good looking. And then two, I kind of like the body. So I feel like if you're a skinny person, I feel like you should show off your skinniness.
Mm.
If you wear a big jean, like you're just covering all that good
Mhm.
stuff below. And I feel like that, like I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I think skinny jeans also like it always looks good no matter what decade it is because
Mm.
it's easy
And
because
you
like
think it's
now, like now when we look back at like Beijing, like we'll be like, oh, that's cool. But if you asked that question 5 years ago, you would think like the ugliest thing on the planet. And
hmm
like, but like no one ever said bad things about skinny jeans though. And I think
hmm
it's all,
Yeah.
I don't
Like you
know.
feel like it's one of those fashion trends that just is always in and never goes out of style kind of thing, for sure.
Yeah. And I think it's more like longevity. I don't know. I think skinny jeans look good anyone. I think it also look like it seems like I think also like fat jeans, it kind of like a cop out to buying clothes. Feel like skinny jeans, you have to buy skinny jeans that fit you properly. But like
Mm.
you can just get away with any fat jeans and then like you're good to go. And it's like, no, I want to be like, like if you I'm assuming you like eat well and exercise, like I want you to show off what you've been doing, not to cover it. So like that wastes all your efforts.
Yeah. I mean, I just think everyone's style is so different and so unique. I actually prefer like not wearing skinny jeans these days just because they're so much more comfortable when you wear like looser fitting
Mhm.
jeans. That's for me. For me, I'm all about the
Oh
loose
yeah.
fit. I'm all about it. I actually don't have a pair of like flared out jeans, but I've actually been thinking about getting some. It's so funny
Oh
because
no.
it's so funny. You're like, no, and I'm like, yeah, I could style those. I would definitely style those.
I get the fashion, I get all of that, but I don't think so. Like it's the same with me and Crocs. Like I
You
can't
never,
do Crocs. Like no, I can't.
you're not a Croc person. I definitely
Yeah,
don't
something
think Crocs
about.
are like cute, but like are so comfy that I do own a pair. And like,
Oh no, I wish I knew this before we started.
no, it's okay. I mean, I
I,
don't really wear them for style. Like, I know some people are like die-hard Croc fans where like they will make a whole entire
oh
outfit and
no.
literally wear. I wear the Crocs like I think they're perfect for like the beach or the lake or any kind of sort of high energy activity. I'll wear it when I'm doing like summer activities and stuff like that. And I'll just wear it when I'm running errands around the house. But I will say, like, I'm not the type of person that would style an entire outfit and like wear Crocs with it. Like, I'm not that
I,
person though.
I'm gonna have to cut all this out so you don't get canceled on the internet. I'm like,
No,
heck.
probably fine. All the you think the Croc enthusiasts are gonna come for me? Or maybe they're
So
gonna,
yeah, like
they're gonna
there's
come
a
for me.
vendetta against Crocs. Like they put them on poll. Like, there are people that have like weddings in Crocs. And I'm like, oh my God, on that day you're gonna wear Crocs. Oh
I
my
can't.
God.
Maybe you should crop this out. I'm never gonna be able to work with them as an influencer now. Crocs is never gonna contact.
No, it's not an influencing kind of thing. It's just a regular, normal thing. You have to invest in like Gucci shoes and like well, high heels, I guess. I'm a like higher brand. Like
Hmm.
Crocs are like what, $20 a pair?
I don't really know. I want to say like 30. I want to say 30, $35, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can use that money to like I mean I can't do this. This
You don't
Crocs is
like them.
no.
You're just like, I don't like them. Nope, nope. I mean, I do love
No.
my Crocs though, for like comfortability wise. And like I said, when I go out to like run errands, like I'm always in my Crocs when I'm running errands. I will say that. That is a must. Just because like I'm a comfort girly. I'm such a comfort girly. And outside of my fashion content, you will see me on the street in like sweatpants, Crocs, hair all messed up. Like I would never want to run into any of my followers because they're gonna be like, "Who is that? Why do you look like that?" Like, yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad I didn't get selected for Crocs for the one-way show, but yeah, I have Target and you have I think you have you tell me shoot. What do you have
yeah.
again?
I have Zappos.
Yeah, that was the other shoe brand. So I hope they
Yeah,
have good I looked at Wanson like a couple years ago and they don't have a great shoe selection, but like I hope they have some
yeah.
cool things out, I guess. I don't know if I would buy it, but
Yeah, I think one thing that I would really want to see from brands moving forward, and I mean, I think it's amazing that we're starting to see adaptive fashion and accessible fashion like at the forefront now. But one of the things I notice is like when it comes to luxury fashion or more like designer inspired pieces, we're not really seeing adaptive fashion in those spaces.
yeah,
So,
that's the problem I have with the disability fashion thing, and that most
mhm,
of it not really fashion focused at all. It seems very like lame. Like I would never ever wear anything that they ever sell just because like
mhm,
I mean I can kind of understand like they want to sell the most, so they probably do the largest demographic available so they can sell stuff. But like
mhm.
I think some of it is not. I mean I don't know like what their sales are numbers and stuff, so I don't know. But I feel like a lot of it is very not weird. Like I look at like Tommy Hilfiger for example, and I feel like I would never ever wear anything that they sell for disability people. It's such a weird. I don't know. Is this green disabled? Not the like the
I see what you're
meanings
saying.
of it, but just
Yeah,
like the style of it. It's so like
right.
strange.
I
Like I
think
don't
that for sure.
like I addressed it with Mindy, the one that runs Runway of Dream, because she has really good fashion taste. But
Right.
like I was like these clothes are really cool, but like they're not. They just look pretty ugly. Like, I don't even know why anyone would ever buy it. Like,
For sure,
I
for
would say
sure.
that, yeah, like I would say have regular clothes, like that would be in like the regular store. And I'd be like, hey, we have this clothes and also this accessible option too. Like, it doesn't have to be two separate categories because you
Yeah.
kind of want to dress what everyone else is dressed. Like, you want to blend in. I don't know. It's so weird. Like, I know I made a joke. You remember when Kanye was like getting canceled at the time? Like, he lost his Adidas deal and everything.
Hmm.
So because at the time I interviewed Mindy and we were talking about the same topic. And I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
I know a fashion designer who needs a job. And then I said Kanye West. And they both laughed about it.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah.
I totally agree with what you're saying. I feel like as people with disabilities, yes, we want things to be adaptive so that we can actually like wear them and put them on with ease, but we also want to be able to be a part of the styles that are trending and things that really speak to people with different types of fashion sense, because somebody might be more into casual clothes, but like me, I'm not that much into casual clothes. Like I like wearing fancy dresses and things like that, and
Yeah.
fancy bras and fancy shirts and fancy tops. And oftentimes, when it comes to that, we don't really see too much adaptability in that. So I totally, totally agree with you. Like we deserve to have clothes that are trendy and that look beautiful, that not only are adaptive, but also
Yeah.
make us feel really good because we're really excited to put that piece of clothing on, for sure.
Yeah, like I don't know, I think there's like two different departments that deal with it. I feel like
Mm,
that's kind of like I just don't like I can't really the only one that doesn't notice it or like that care enough about it. I don't know. It's like weird. I think Hope's just media designer and it's like I don't know, it's like weird because I'm also like want to be respectful of them because yeah,
mm,
they are creating clothes and like, they put a lot of effort into it. So I don't
sure.
want to be like as communicated from the group, you know? Like I don't want to get a phone call the Tuesday night and be like, you know what, we're gonna find somebody else because and I'm
Yeah,
like
you're
no.
out. You're out. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I want to be respectful, but I also want to like push it forward. I also want to have my own line of clothing, but so much work in itself too. Just
Yeah.
like the logistics of it.
Hmm.
So like I don't know, it's like a weird
Yeah. You want to
um
like speak up about it, but you also don't want to come off disrespectful. You don't want to,
uh I
you
mean
just don't
I feel like I can talk about it, but I feel like it won't like hit them, you know? Like I have to be in the office, I don't know, like a table of 10, like whatever they do to me, and like have a big hammer and be like, you know, we gotta throw all this shit out. Like that's design is brand new. And I feel like they need someone that has like a strong hand disability mindset that
Mhm.
sees a bigger picture of things and just, oh, we're just making it accessible. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, they do a check mark, but like, no, we gotta do more than that. But I don't know. Well, also, I don't know how big their sales are. Like, I always have a suspicion that it's a PR move more than helping people because I don't
Yeah.
know one disabled person that buys a- accessible clothing, really. Like
Yeah.
accessible shoes, I see a lot, but not clothes, though.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure, for sure. I think for a lot of brands, when it comes to accessible clothing or even accessible beauty, it's sad because some of it is a PR move and some of it is just them
Mhm.
trying to seem inclusive or be a part of this movement, but in reality, they haven't put a lot of thought and effort into the way they want to make a change in the industry. So I 100% agree with you, and that is most definitely, definitely happening. And it sucks. It sucks. We definitely need brands that value our community and our needs and our wants. Because oftentimes I think to myself, are these brands actually like reaching out to people with disabilities and doing the research necessary to cater to what they want and what they need? I don't know if that's happening. One would hope so, but it might not be. It's probably not.
We will kind of never know unless you know, like the head of whoever that department is. So
Mhm.
we'll never know. But I mean, hey, we're helping. You know, we're helping a little bit, one step at a time. So before I take the mic away from you, is there anything you want to say, promote, Any words of wisdom, the winning lottery numbers, the mic is all yours.
No winning lottery numbers. Oh my gosh, Joe, I love your sense of humor. Um, I mean, just thank you for having me. Like, it's such a privilege, and I've always wanted to be on a podcast before. So this is like something I'm definitely like crossing off my
Eh,
list. So just thank you for having me. Honestly, I love all the things that we talked about and all the topics that we've talked about. I mean, I feel like when it comes to just disability, I mean, I could we could talk about that for such a long time. We can go on and on. But no, just thank you for having me. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm doing bad. This is the part where I'm doing bad, you know.
No, I mean, because the mic is all yours. You can say whatever you want. You can save 15% on your car insurance by switching to Geico if you want. Whatever you want.
I mean, maybe Allstate. I'm with Allstate. I'm not with Geico. But yeah,
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
was
okay.
for a short period of time. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, you just lost like 10% of your audience right there, but okay, cool. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. If you want to follow Maria, the link to her Instagram and TikTok are in the description below. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. Thank you, Maria, for giving me her time and expertise, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.